Hey YouTube! Okay, so I thought it would be like weeks and weeks and weeks before I had a chance to do an update. But I figured I'd go ahead and try to do one. I have no idea if I'm even in the camera angle, so I'm sorry if my head is cut off in some screwy way. Anyways, I've been super busy. Life with two kids is definitely a challenge compared to life with one kid. I don't know, like the first day that we brought Piper home, it seemed so doable and so manageable. And then about a week in, I started realizing exactly how challenging it is. But on day 4 of having Piper home, I woke up one morning and I had had virtually no sleep. And I realized how very difficult and how much our lives were seriously changing. Zoe was poopy and needed a diaper change because she has yet to master that task on the toilet yet. And Piper needed to be fed and I had to pump, and she needed a diaper change, and both girls needed a bath, and they both needed breakfast, and it was really hard. And that was the first day that my husband had gone back to work. So I was basically by myself. And I started feeling super overwhelmed, and I just had no idea what to do first. I knew my routine with Zoe, and I knew how that worked. But I didn't know how to incorporate having another baby into the mix. A newborn nonetheless. Newborns are super needy, and it was hard. It's still hard. It's still really hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy now. But anyways, about the birth, because I know you guys are wondering, yes, I did have to have a C-section. However, my experience with my second C-section was absolutely amazing, and I did not think that I would be able to say that at all. I thought for sure it was going to be absolutely horrible, and I was going to hate the experience, and that it was going to basically mirror my first experience. But it didn't, and it was so amazing. The spinal didn't hurt at all. The C-section itself was not bad. I got to keep Piper in the ER with me, the OR with me, while they were sewing me up and all that stuff. She got to go to recovery with me, and I got to try to breastfeed her for the first time in recovery. And then we went back to our room and they brought her to my room, so it was just not even a big deal. And recovery-wise, from this C-section, absolutely amazing. I was up in the hospital the day of the C-section walking around with no pain. And it wasn't because they had jacked me full of pain medicine. I really was not in any significant discomfort at all. I was a little sore. I felt like I had worked out really hard and that I was just really sore. But it was amazing. I was just so amazed that I could just get up and walk around like normal, like nothing had happened, like I hadn't even had surgery. With Zoe's C-section, I was in bed for weeks. I couldn't get up. I was in so much pain, and I was literally incapacitated for weeks. But this time is amazing. I feel fine. I'm totally back to normal as far as the way I feel. So everything was just awesome. And I'm really sorry about her birth video being messed up. I don't know how to fix it. If you guys have any tips on how to fix the sound problem, like the sound being out of sync with that video, please let me know. I've uploaded it 1,000 times, and I know people are super irritated that I keep re-uploading it, but I keep thinking, well, maybe if I, I keep thinking maybe if I re-upload it, then it'll be fine, but it never is. It's always out of sync every single stinking time. So, yeah. Anyways, she's here! I'm just so excited. I'm gonna see if you guys can see her. She's kind of got her eyes open. She's about to go into one of those milk comas. Don't say hi? Say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. She is gorgeous. We are so in love, and her big sister loves her to death. She's such a good big sister. We do have a few jealousy issues though, but things are going really good. I'm so sorry, I don't even know what to say. I'm so scattered with this vlog. You guys know I never take notes normally when I do a video, so now that I have 2 kids, there's no way I'm going to have time to take notes. I'm lucky I have time to even do a video, so. Anyways, yeah, I was absolutely shocked when she was born because this little girl right here has a head full of hair. Look at all this hair. I don't know if y'all can see. Look at all that hair. Oh my goodness. Zoe was bald. Bald as a cue ball. She had no hair at all on her head. And the little tiny bits of hair that she did have were little dandelion fuzz kind of on top of her head. But Piper looks totally different. I mean, could not look more different from her big sister if she tried. Nursing. How is nursing going? Don't. She keeps going over there trying to mess with my camera stand. Okay. Take 2. Nursing is going pretty good. It was a little hard at first. It's still pretty difficult actually. I call myself a first-time nursing mom because I tried to nurse Zoe, but it just didn't work. But I am doing way better with Piper. She actually nursing, like actually being on the boob, she nurses like 3 or 4 feedings a day. Go figure, my 2-year-old would pick up the one word I would prefer her not to pick up. But she nurses really good. She latched on really awesome in the hospital, and then the day we got home, she wanted nothing to do with it. Wanted nothing to do with nursing. I could not get her to latch on for the life of me. I was so frustrated. So I pulled out my breast pump. Thank goodness I got a breast pump. And I just started pumping her milk. And I've been giving it to her in a bottle, like pumped milk in a bottle. However, when she was about a week old, she'll be 2 weeks this Thursday. So for the last 4 days, I'll just guess for the last 4 days, she's been nursing really well. She wants nothing to do with the bottle so much. She'd rather actually nurse. So that's awesome. I'm so glad she's actually nursing again. But I still have to pump like crazy, and it is super hard. Shh, whisper. And it is super hard to pump. I had no idea that breastfeeding would be so challenging. I have to pump in the morning, I have to pump 2 hours after that, 2 hours after that. Every 2 to 3 hours basically I have to get up and pump, and that includes in the middle of the night. If I don't pump in the middle of the night, I wake up and my chest hurts so bad, and I have to wake up and actually pump for 15-20 minutes. I don't have a double electric pump either, so I have to do one side at a time, so that like doubles my time, which that kind of sucks too. And at night also, we have been supplementing with formula at night. Not what I had planned on doing, but I don't know, when it's 2 in the morning and your child is screaming and you don't have time to pump right then, you don't have any milk ready, it's just really hard. So we do supplement with formula at night just so we can get a little bit extra sleep, which I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel guilty about that at all. I don't even want to hear the negative comments on, you shouldn't give your child formula, supplementing isn't good. My child is fine. I'm just super proud of myself that I am breastfeeding probably 98% of the milk that she gets is breast milk. So I'm doing pretty good. And I have already built up my freezer stash to, I think I've got like 20 ounces already stored up in the freezer. So that's pretty good. But it is hard, you guys. It's hard. It's really hard to pump in the middle of the night. That's probably the biggest issue, is that it just takes up so much time, and you literally have to just make time to pump, and it sucks, and you're just sitting there attached to this breast pump, and you can't get up and move or do anything, or, I don't know. But it's the same way when you nurse. When you're nursing, you still have to kind of sit still and not move.
Face mom.
Face palm.
Mom.
Okay, no more face palm. Piper was 7 pounds even when she was born, and she was 18 inches long. They thought that she was going to be a super, super big baby, but she wasn't. She's so teeny tiny. And then when we left the hospital, she was 6 pounds, 3 ounces. So she's just a teeny tiny little girl. And we went to the doctor when she was 4 days old. 4 days old. And the doctor said she gained 2 ounces and she left the hospital the day before. So that was really awesome. So she's definitely gaining weight. I can definitely tell she's kind of starting to bulk up a little bit. But she's just a little teeny tiny little angel. We just love her to death. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's so different from Zoe though. Everything from the way that she looks to the way that she acts. There's absolutely nothing about this child that is anything like what her big sister did. Her sleeping patterns are different. I mean, just everything. And of course you guys are probably like, well, duh, it's a different kid. But when you have 2 kids, or when you're having your second child, you just kind of, it's almost like you can't imagine having a different kid because you just kind of relate everything back to your first one. So it's super shocking to me to have a totally different kid, different personality, different looks, different everything. But it's also so exciting. And it's so much fun to watch Piper's personality develop. Even though she's only like a week and a half old, you know, you can still see a little bit of her personality. She's very laid back, extremely laid back. She sleeps. Would you not want me? See, she's fighting the bottle. She hates that I'm giving her a bottle right now because she would rather nurse. I know, it's awful. Bottled milk is not as good as the fresh stuff, is it? It's just not as good. It's just not as good. Okay, yeah, she totally just wanted to nurse. She does not want the bottle. But I thought I'd give her a bottle while I was doing a video to make it a little bit easier on myself, but she is not going to have it. And then I was going to do a video when she was sleeping, but then you guys wouldn't have gotten to see her awake, so, because she's pretty much sleeping all the time, which I'm trying really hard to enjoy right now. But, yeah, she sleeps so good, except at night when we really want her to sleep. She does not sleep. She's up from about around midnight until about 3:30 in the morning. And I mean up constantly, like straight from 12 o'clock till 3:30 in the morning she's awake. A lot of you guys have been asking if I have postpartum depression, and I absolutely do not have it to the extent that I did with Zoe. But I do have it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to act like everything is absolutely perfect and life is great and wonderful, which it is, and I'm super blessed, and I love my family and I love my girls, and I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. But the reality of the situation is, after you have a baby, your body is coming down off of so many different hormones and all of this stuff, and it takes a while for your hormones to like level out. Okay. And during that time, it's just crazy. With Zoe, my postpartum depression was more of a self-loathing depression. I hated my body, I hated the way I looked, I hated everything about myself. I was overwhelmed with being a new mom. I was just way overwhelmed. With Piper, it's none of that. I don't have the self-loathing, I don't have any of those issues. I just have severe anxiety. And my anxiety is peaking at night. Like right when we're about to go to bed, is when it gets really bad. I find myself obsessing and being absolutely terrified of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. I'm terrified of it. I spend hours on the internet, well, not hours, I'm not that bad, but I'll get on the internet trying to find some sort of peace of mind, like, oh, it's only 1 in 1,000 or whatever. And of course, when you look on the internet, it just freaks you out even more. But of course, the internet just, it makes things 1,000 times worse, and it makes you even more scared because you see all of these worst case scenario type things. So I find myself terrified of SIDS. Because I'm breastfeeding, I'm terrified of mastitis, so I am freaking out that I'm going to get mastitis. I'm freaking out that Piper's going to get colic, like Zoe got colic, and she's never going to sleep, and I'm going to lose my mind, like I thought I was with Zoe. It's just all of these things, just major anxiety. anxiety to the point where I feel like I have these minor panic attacks. And I know in my head, logically, I know that worrying about all of these things is not going to help, and it's not going to do anything, and it's not going to make it better. But, oh, so cute. Like, I know that, and I know it's not going to make it better, but I still kind of obsess about it. I have my 1 month postpartum checkup in I think a week and a half, so I'm going to mention it to my doctor. I'm going to tell her about the anxiety, and I'm going to try to get on some medication that is safe to take while breastfeeding, because I just can't deal with it. I don't want to have anxiety. It's not fun. And my poor husband, he has to sit there and listen to me rant about all of this stuff that just you can't really control and whatever. But anyways, during the day though, I feel pretty normal and I feel okay. What are you doing? Can you get down, please? Thank you. But yeah, I'm taking precautions to deal with that. As far as sleeping goes, like what we're doing with Piper, we have a bassinet for her, and I would love for her to sleep in her bassinet, but she will not sleep in her bassinet. Just absolutely refuses. I will be holding her and I'll be moving her in the direction of her bassinet and she'll start screaming. Absolutely hates it. So we've been co-sleeping, which... Okay, go downstairs with Daddy. Okay. We've been co-sleeping, but I don't like it. I don't like co-sleeping. It scares me, first of all. I'm afraid I or my husband are going to roll over on her. So I literally spend all night laying on the exact same side with my arm wrapped around her. And my hips cramp up, my arm cramps up, but I'm too afraid to move because I'm afraid if I roll over, my husband might, I don't know what it is. But... Zoe, quit falling down the stairs. Sit on your bottom to go down. But yeah, we are co-sleeping for now. I'm hoping hopefully within the next week, I'm hoping we can kind of transition her into her own bed. But she spits up really bad, and it scares me to death to lay her down after a feeding. After she eats or whatever, I hold her upright and I burp her for at least 15 minutes. You know, she stays in an upright position trying to get all the gas or whatever out. But still, when I lay her down, a lot of the time she will spit up really bad to the point where she can't breathe, and I have to pick her up and turn her on her side and pat her back in order to, you know, get it out. And I'm afraid I'm going to lay her in her bassinet and she's going to spit up and I'm going to be asleep and I'm not going to be there to help her get it out of her system. So that's probably my biggest fear right now, and I think that's where the whole SIDS fear comes from. So that's why I have her with me with my arm under her. That way if she starts choking, all I have to do is lift my arm and pat her. But that's what makes me feel most comfortable for now, and that's apparently what makes Piper the most comfortable. So that's what we're doing, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. But all that aside, we're doing really good, and thank you guys for all of your well wishes and just all of your congratulations. You guys are awesome. Anyways, I think that's about it. At least that's all that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there are like 1,000 more things that I could talk about or should talk about, but have forgotten to talk about. So please list in the comments below any of your questions, and I will do a Q&A video ASAP. But that's about it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all. You say hi, honey? Say hi, YouTube. Say I am a week and a half old. Yeah, you're a week and a half old. What does your shirt say? It says, I love Daddy. It says, I love Daddy. It does. Say bye-bye. Say bye. Say bye. Where's big sister? Can you say bye too?
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Can you give baby sister a kiss? Aw, sweet girls. I love my girls. All right.